Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. Today is Monday, November 30th, which is the day before, obviously, December, and the day before Vlogmas starts. So I thought I don't know if I will get to another Hooks and Broomsticks podcast tonight, maybe. But I wanted to start a WiP weekend, and my weekends are Sunday and Monday, and I'll probably still film and put it out for the actual weekend in the upcoming future, but I wanted to start a little segment just called WiP Weekend to show you guys what I'm working on, and so you guys can tell me what you're working on, and maybe hold myself a little accountable to finish up things because I still need help with that. Goals. Anyway, so this week I decided to pull out an old WiP. Obviously that's what this is about, but an old WiP that I started showing you guys and I kind of trailed off. There's a reason why I trailed off. It isn't okay. Let me start with my WiP is the 2020 Filet Cal. It's by Mayhem and Majesty, and I can link the website where I have it, because the idea behind it is every month she starts the month out with putting out a pattern for a square, for a filet crochet designed square. And the idea is there's one for every month, so at the end of the year you have 12. If you signed up for a newsletter in January, which I did, we'll get to that, you got extra patterns. You got the pattern to make an entire blanket. Some months you got an alternative square, for Halloween. The main one was a pumpkin, the one that will probably be in the link that I put down below. But alternatively, you could make a jack-o'-lantern. But then around, let me see, maybe June or so, I stopped getting emails. There was no email. So I checked the group. She has a Facebook group and everything. I checked the group and it was still there. There was nothing wrong. I just didn't get the emails. No matter, I checked trash and all that, made sure that her email was added to my contact list, nothing. So she was sending them to me just through Facebook Messenger, because she knew that I had been posting, because in her Facebook group the idea is, you can post each month and this and that, what you're doing and what yours looks like and all that, which I was doing. So she sent me the patterns each month, so I could, if I wanted to do the full strip for the blanket or an entire blanket, I could. And then sadly, even though I emailed her and even though it said she saw it, I didn't get the November one. She just didn't send it. I'm sure she got busy or whatever. But on the website that I'm gonna link, it does have the basic square, so I'm gonna finish it. But that's why I had been kind of put off doing it, just because I didn't have I wasn't getting the emails for a while, and I felt bad because I had to email her and bother her, and or message her and bother her on Facebook, and but I'm just not going to bother messaging her for December, as long as the December square gets put out on her website, I guess, and I'll just finish it. But what I've got done so far is, this was January's, and then I didn't intend to use, the first couple have glitter yarns. This is literally, I was just using it as a scrap busting project. So I think for a couple of these squares, they ended up too small. So I'm probably going to have to reborder them or remake them, as long as, yeah, I was going to say as long as I have the pattern, but it'll be on the website either way. But I don't know if you can see it, but this was a glittery white. There we go. See the glitters? So that was a glittery white. I think this was I love this yarns. They're just yarn ball scraps that I had, basically. So that was the January one. And then I got February done, which I want to say that this was, see the sparkles in that one too. I want to say this was Caron Simply Soft Party with the sparkles in it. I'm pretty sure it was. And then as you can see, I ran out right at the bottom. I ran out since it's just scrap ball projects. So this is like also a sparkly red, and this was like left over from, do you remember the old Red Heart holiday? Like this yarn I think I probably had from my grandma when she used to do like plastic canvas and hand down her yarn to me, even though at the time I didn't know what I was doing with it. So I used to get it from her and kind of just collect it. So I kind of was a yarn collector before I was a crocheter or a knitter. Anyway, but this is that old holiday yarn. So, and this is one of the squares that I think is probably a bit too small unless I put another border on it. We'll see. But that was February. And then March is this shamrock. If it was a clover, 4-leaf clover, it would obviously have another leaf, but shamrock. And that was just done with like a random ball. I don't even know anymore what some of these were, but they were like balls of yarn that I got from like the thrift store if they weren't like scrap yarn from other projects or whatever. So I don't know what they even were. This one is April with the umbrella, which, I mean, you can do, this is the way it was written, but I mean, you could do it this way too. Not really sure which way I like better. I guess I'll just decide when I'm putting it together. So this one's May, and that's just a flower. And this I made with like this thrift store yarn that is like, it feels kind of cottony. So this one, I sort of just wanted to use that yarn up because I didn't have anything else to do with it. This is a good way to do that. Just the sizes aren't necessarily, and I'm using the same hook no matter what. I just had this like Hobby Lobby, I think it's an eye hook. I wanted to try it out back in January, and the Hobby Lobby head is like a boy hook, and I'm a Susan Bates person, but I wanted to give it a try because I like the Susan Bates bamboo handles, and this one's okay. Like I like the head of Susan Bates better. So anyway, so this is June's, which is a butterfly, which I 100% ran out of it and ran out of this red, which is just like a red heart or something. And so I added some, I believe it's Red Heart with Love that I had in a gray from when I was making like those the shark snuggie things, the sleep sacks. But anyway, so what was that? What did I say was January, February, March, April, May? That was June, which was the butterfly. And then July was a sun, which is just Red Heart with Love, I think. I think that's honestly, I think all three of these were just scraps from those shark blankets. So that was July. And then August was an anchor, which was just another random ball of Red Heart with Love. There's a lot of Red Heart with Love in this blanket, but I had gotten a lot. Like, do you guys remember when, now since we just had Black Friday, do you guys remember when Walmart had yarn in their Black Friday sales, which was like, what, 3 or 4 years ago? I had bought a lot of Red Heart with Love, which actually ended up funding like, I don't know, 4 of those shark blankets. And so I'm just now like, I still have some gray left over and a couple blues and reds and whites, I think. Yeah. So there's only certain colors that I decided to get, but I wanted to get, like, at the time I was growing my collection. And I had stuff that I wanted to make with it, so I got a bunch of it, and I'm still finishing it. And then I'm on to September's, which is where, like, I had already not been getting the emails for a couple times, and then, like, in September, she hadn't answered me right away, which is fine. I'm sure she gets really busy, like, running a crochet along and making, she's a designer and all, you know, so she didn't get back to me anyway. It was a point for whatever her reason. And I was trying to find it on the website, and like forever this link was broken. Like, they had all the ones leading up to it, even the month after in October. I remember they had October's, and September's was still broken. So September's is an apple, but this is as far as I've gotten. This is actually the yarn, the Joann's yarn that I used for Dizzy. And then obviously I have October and November's, and then December is going to be released at midnight tonight. So hopefully I can get the last couple squares done. They're real easy. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with filet crochet, but she does the patterns in like the numerical. So like for example, this row was like 17 or 15 or whatever it was, and then the comma to skip one. So that makes your first hole. If you're not familiar with it, I mean, there's websites to look it up or whatever if you want. I can try to explain it at some point if you want. Whatever you want. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And then she calls for a continuous join, which I'm gonna do. Except hers is like the granny square continual join, like the clusters of 3, and I like doing the solid. So I'll probably do a solid continual join and get these joined up with just another thing of scrap yarn. If I run out of that, I guess it'll be a 2-color border. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on for my WiP weekend. And what are you guys working on? So I'd love to hear that. And thank you for everybody who was asking like if I was sick and saying that they hope I get better soon. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not quite as like stuffy and stuff. Like my lungs are still kind of burning, and I don't know, I've been kind of like sneezy and stuff. It gets worse at night because like my Dayquil's wearing off at that point, but I'm not ready to take NyQuil yet. So, but anyway, feeling much better. Thank you for the well wishes and all. Yeah, I think I'll just let you go. I'm going to get ready for Vlogmas for sure. Will get recorded tonight, and maybe a podcast, since I'm kind of sad that it'll end up being the last one of the year with Vlogmas going on, most likely. Yeah, all right, I guess I will just talk to you guys in the next one. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.